Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's August 14th, 2025. We are in the New Testament book of Mark. We're going to read chapter 11 today. Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem. So our scene has shifted. As he comes into Jerusalem, he tells his disciples, hey, go into town. You're going to find a colt. Take the colt. If someone questions why you're taking it, you just tell them, hey, the Lord has need of it, and they'll let you have it, which happens. So we see that omniscience of God. We see fulfilling a prophecy as he comes in. The people are shouting, and they're shouting from Psalms 118 and Psalms 148, which are messianic psalms prophesying the coming Messiah. He goes into Jerusalem for a time, and at night he goes to Bethany to spend the night with his disciples. The next day he comes back into Jerusalem. He sees a fig tree. Now the fig tree is covered in leaves. If it's covered in leaves, that means it should have figs on it. And he says, hey, I'm hungry, and goes over to the tree, and there's no figs on it. And the tree becomes an example of that empty faith, faith that's not doing anything, faith that looks like it should be working because it's got leaves, but there's no fruit. And he curses the tree. He gets into Jerusalem, and he cleanses the temple because the area, the Gentile courtyard where the Gentiles would come into as close as they could get to the temple, they can't come in because it's now a marketplace. And Jesus chases the people out. Next day his disciples come back with him into Jerusalem. They pass that fig tree and they go, hey, what do you know? That fig tree is dead. And Jesus says, hey, you know what? You got faith in God, you can say to that mountain, move, cast into the sea, and it will be cast into the sea. So telling us, hey, pray for what you want, pray for what you need, specificity, pray with confidence, pray knowing that you have what you've prayed for. So long as you're praying sensibly, you're praying God's will. You're not praying for a unicorn and $1 billion, zillion dollars. You're praying God's will. Peace and strength. I have an illness. Lord, give me strength to combat my illness. Give me healing. If it's not healing, then give me the strength to endure it. And he goes from there to forgiveness in prayer and equating, hey, you know what, you got to forgiving other people, and God will forgive you. Then he talks to the scribes and the Pharisees, and they question his authority, and they do it with a question and say, where does your authority come from, Jesus? And Jesus says, okay, I'll answer your question, but you got to answer my question. Who is John? Where did he come from? What was his authority? Did he come from heaven, or was he just a man? And the Pharisees go, let's see, if we answer the way we want to, the people are going to murder us. If we answer the other way, well, then we look like idiots. So they hem and haw and say, well, we're not going to answer that question. And Jesus says, okay, well, you're not going to answer my question. I certainly don't have to answer your question. Which should be obvious to them that the question didn't be needed, that only the Son of God, the Messiah, Jesus, who is doing miracles, the blind hears, the deaf speak, demons are cast out. It's obvious where his authority must come from. Let's go ahead, we're going to read Mark 11. Now when they drew near Jerusalem to Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, he sent two of his disciples, and he said to them, go into the village opposite you, and as soon as you have entered it, you will find a colt tied on which no one has sat. Loose it and bring it. And if anyone says to you, why are you doing this? Say, the Lord has need of it, and immediately he will send it here. So they went their way and found the colt tied by the door outside on the street, and they loosed it. But some of those who stood there said to them, what are you doing, loosing the colt? And they spoke to them just as Jesus had commanded. So they let them go. Then they brought the colt to Jesus and threw their clothes on it, and he sat on it. And many spread their clothes on the road. Others cut down leafy branches from the trees and spread them on the road. Then those who went before and those who followed cried out, Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Blessed is the kingdom of our father David that comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest! And Jesus went into Jerusalem and into the temple. So when he had looked around at all things, as the hour was already late, he went out to Bethany with the 12. Now the next day, when they had come out from Bethany, he was hungry, and seeing from afar a fig tree having leaves, he went to see if perhaps he would find something on it. When he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for it was not the season for figs. In response, Jesus said to it, let no one eat fruit from you ever again. And his disciples heard it. So they came to Jerusalem. Then Jesus went into the temple, and he began to drive out those who bought and sold in the temple, and overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold doves, and he would not allow anyone to carry wares through the temple. Then he taught, saying to them, "Is it not written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations'? But you have made it a den of thieves." And the scribes and chief priests heard it, and sought how they might destroy him, for they feared him, because all the people were astonished at his teaching. When evening had come, he went out of the city. Now in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter, remembering, said to him, "Rabbi, look, the fig tree which you cursed has withered away." So Jesus answered and said to them, "Have faith in God. For assuredly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, 'Be removed and be cast into the sea,' and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that those things he says will be done, he will have whatever he says. Therefore I say to you, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you will have them. And whenever you stand praying, if you have anything against anyone, forgive him, that your Father in heaven may also forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father in heaven forgive your trespasses." Then they came again to Jerusalem, and as he was walking in the temple, the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders came to him, and they said to him, "By what authority are you doing these things? And who gave you this authority to do these things?" But Jesus answered and said to them, "I also will ask you one question. Then answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or from men? Answer me." And they reasoned among themselves, saying, "If we say from heaven, he will say, 'Why then did you not believe him?' But if we say from men," they feared the people, for all counted John to have been a prophet indeed. So they answered and they said to Jesus, "We do not know." And Jesus answered and said to them, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I do these things." May God bless the reading of his word. May God bless you. Bye.